Welcome to the YouTube channel of Tax Study Vocational Training Center, Judges Avenue, Kalur, Ernakulam, approved by NCVRT, New Delhi. The topic for our discussion is the day book. In this lesson, we will learn what is day book and how transactions are recorded in a day book. Before we come to the topic, let's find out that there are large businesses and small businesses. There are large hospitals and small hospitals. There are large hotels and small hotels. There are large jewelries and small jewelries. On what basis do we make such a grouping? It is on the basis of investment and turnover. A large business concern will have huge capital investment, huge turnover, and huge profit. But in the case of a small business concern, there will be small investment, a small turnover, and a small profit. Why did I make such a grouping? It is just to tell you that the methods of accounting followed by these two different types of business organizations are different. The accounting system that we learned in our colleges, double entry accounting system, it is a costly accounting system. Why do I say that it is a costly accounting system? For example, we know that business transactions are originally recorded in the books of original entry, or we call them subsidiary books. We have 8 subsidiary books like cash book, purchases and sales day books, purchase returns and sales returns books, bill receivable and bills payable books, and journal proper. Now we have these 8 subsidiary books means we need 8 accountants to manage these 8 subsidiary books. After the subsidiary books again, we have 3 ledgers. We have debtors ledgers, we have the creditors ledgers, and then we have general ledgers. Thus we find that the double entry accounting system is very costly. Only large scale business organizations can adopt this accounting system, can install this accounting system in their business. Small business concerns, they cannot install this costly accounting system in their businesses. So what do? They go for a different version of the double entry accounting system, and that is called the day book ledger system. Those transactions which we recorded through 8 subsidiary books are recorded in a single book called the day book. Similarly, those ledgers, debtors ledgers, creditors ledger, general ledger, in the case of a small business concern, we have only one ledger. Thus, the accounting becomes cheaper and easier. Now, on the blackboard, I have drawn the format of a cash book, a simple cash book. If you look at the blackboard, we can see that the cash book has got 2 equal sides, the receipt side and the payment side. What is the use of a cash book? A cash book is used to record only cash transactions. All the cash receipts are recorded on the receipt side, and all the cash payments are recorded on the payment side. All the sources of cash are recorded on the receipt side, and the utilization of cash are recorded on the payment side. Now, if we look at the cash book very closely, we can find that there is a date column on the left side, then there is a receipt column, ledger folio column, and amount column. Most of these columns are repeated on the other side also. We can see that there is a date column again, there is a payment column, there is a ledger folio column, there is an amount column. Some of the columns are repeat. So what shall we do? Please look down. Here I have drawn the format of a table. Instead of 2 date columns, I have drawn only 1 date column here. Instead of 2 ledger folio columns, I have drawn 1 ledger folio column. In place of receipts and payments columns, I have 1 particulars column. The 2 amount columns are put together on either side close by. We can see that all the columns that we found in the cash book are here in the day book also. Now what is the difference between the cash book and the day book? In the day book we can include even the credit transactions, whereas only cash transactions are recorded in the cash book. Now let us see how transactions are recorded in the day book. Usually, the accountants record transactions from the supporting documents or the source documents that are in front of them. On the table in front of them, there will be a number of files. Each file contains supporting documents. In one file, there may be the invoices. In another file, there will be the purchase bills. And there will be the sale bills in another file. Then we have the expenditure vouchers, then the cash receipt bills, then the debit notes, then the credit notes, and the bank statements in different files. It is the information or the data contained in these supporting documents are recorded in the day book. But now, we will be giving you a few transactions because we don't have the supporting documents or supporting vouchers with us. So I will be giving you a few transactions and see how these transactions are recorded in the day book. For example, a businessman invested 1 lakh rupees in his business. See, whose account are we going to record? The account of the businessman or the account of the business? Definitely, we are going to account the transactions relating to the business, not that of the businessman. Now the businessman, as I told you, invested 1 lakh rupees in business. We can see that 1 lakh rupee has come into the business. The accountant, he will have to think and act from the side of the business. So in this context, we can see that the accountant will find that 1 lakh rupee has come into the business. From where? From the businessman. In accounting, we don't write the name of the businessman, but instead, we use the term capital in place of the name of the businessman. So, money has come from the businessman in the form of capital, and we record it in the day book to capital. 1 lakh. As I told you, when money comes into the business, the amount is written in the first amount column using the prefix to. Similarly, when money goes out of the business, we use the second amount column and there we use the prefix by. For example, the businessman purchased goods worth rupees 10,000. So how is it recorded in the day book? We know when we purchase goods for cash, cash is going out of the business So definitely the amount will be written in the second column. So I purchased the goods for rupees 10,000. So 10,000 rupee has gone out of the business for the purpose of purchase. So I shall write here by purchase. 10,000. Similarly, this businessman sold the goods for rupees 5,000. So money is coming into the business. 5,000 rupee has come into the business. So that 5,000 rupee will be written in the first column. The money has come as a result of sales. So I shall write here to sales. Thus, every transaction can be written in the day book by looking into it as to whether cash has come into the business or cash has gone out of the business. Now, as I told you earlier, in the day book, we can record even credit transactions without affecting the cash book balance. We should know that a cash book is like a day book, or a day book is like a cash book. Just like cash book is balanced every day, in the same manner, a day book is also balanced every day. And at the end of the day, when cash book is balanced, we get the cash balance or the cash in hand. And that cash in hand should be checked with the actual cash balance that is available in the business. Now, I told you earlier, in the day book we can record even credit transactions. And let us see how credit transactions are recorded in the day book without affecting the cash balance. For example, the businessman sold goods to Mr. David for rupees 1,000. Here, the name of the buyer, that is David, is given. It means that the goods are sold to David on credit. That means the cash is not received. Goods are sold, but the cash is not received. The payment is postponed to a future date. We say that it is a credit sale. So how shall we record it in the book? First of all, we know it is a sale. So I shall write to sales. To sales. Rupees 1,000. As if we write here as if cash is received. But we know that it is a credit sale and cash has not come to the business. So we write the same amount on the other side also. And here we write by the name of the party, by David. Now we can see that the amount 1,000 is written on both sides. That means there is no outflow or inflow of cash. In the same manner, we can write any credit transaction in the day book. That means any business transaction can be recorded through a day book. So we know that a day book is more advantageous than a cash book. So this is the end of the topic. And if you like this video, please subscribe and press the bell button. Thank you.